It's like an episode of Cribs, except we're looking at my pantry. Here's what's going on. Okay, we're obviously in the quarantine isolation phase, and everything that I have in my pantry is gonna be things that you could live off of. So I'm doing this video because people have been asking, what are you stocked up on? What do you have? So let's just take a look, and I'll just go through everything that's in my pantry and talk about what I stocked up on and what you might want to consider stocking up on and the reasoning behind certain things in my pantry. People always ask, I want to see what's in Thomas's fridge. What's in Thomas's pantry? So let's take a little look-see. But hey, first, hit that little red subscribe button and also hit that bell icon. That way you never ever miss the daily videos. All right, let's rock and roll. Let's see what's in cribs or pantries. Okay, so there's no real rhyme or reason to a lot of the way that I have things set up here. But let's see. First and foremost, I've got lots of chomp sticks. All right, so these are the little chompling ones. So these are like smaller ones that my kiddo likes to have. Tons of macadamia nuts. In fact, we have 2 open bags. Stock up on these guys, okay? If you're gonna be stuck in quarantine, if you're gonna be stuck in isolation, of all the nuts that are out there, macadamia nuts and pecans. Macadamia nuts because they have the higher, basically better omega-3, omega-6 ratio, but also high in palmitoleic acid, so a really unique fat that has some pretty cool protein properties within the body in terms of different receptor proteins. Pecans are a second favorite for me, at least right now, because they're the highest antioxidant-rich nuts. So if you're looking for just more bang for the buck in terms of immunity, then you want to go with the pecans. If you watched my Costco pantry haul, $13.89. That's kind of a cool nut blend. I think for the sake of this pantry haul, I might actually go ahead and try this. They make the cut. They make the Thomas DeLauer approved list. That's how that ended up in there. Not something I would normally really have in there, but didn't want it to go to waste. Got some Lakanto granola that they just sent me. I've got, these are cool. You get these on Thrive Market. These are really cool. These are sprouted organic mixed seeds. Let me show you these really quick. All right, so when you're looking at any kind of seed or nut, sprouted is always better. It's simple. All it means is that they took the nut or seed and they soaked it for usually 24, 36, sometimes 48 hours. And basically what it does is it breaks down what's called the phytic acid. So it makes it so you can actually get the nutrients out of the nut. So you can get the zinc. Now, check this out. Sprouted pumpkin seeds, sprouted sunflower seeds, sprouted watermelon seeds. We are talking about a major just mineral boom here, right? Look at this. Okay, if you look at just one serving of this, look at all the minerals in there. It doesn't seem like much, but 139 milligrams of magnesium is huge. You're not gonna find that. The nice thing is because it's sprouted, you're actually gonna utilize that. So I love that stuff. I got the Epic bars, I think I already talked about those. Let's see what else is in some of the other drawers here. Like I said, no real rhyme or reason. Let's go take a look at this drawer. So let's go here first. All right, this is my protein drawer. Now in this case, kind of interesting stuff. Okay, so I've got wild pink salmon. Normally I'd have wild sockeye. Index, I still have some of that left. So the cool thing about the wild sockeye is it's actually going to have a better omega-3 profile. But the reason that I like the sockeye is because it's high in a really cool antioxidant. The reason that salmon is pink to begin with is because of the astaxanthin. But astaxanthin is kind of a unique antioxidant. Okay, you think about it like this. Salmon swim upstream, right? So they're really creating a lot of oxidative stress within their body because they're working out a lot. That creates stress. So they have a natural built-in antioxidant within them that literally is astaxanthin. So the pink stuff, the stuff that makes salmon pink, is actually what protects the fats and makes them usable within the body. So in this case, I like sockeye because it's a deeper red, meaning it's higher in astaxanthin, usually like Alaskan sockeye because they're the ones that are really swimming upstream a lot. So that high red pigment is actually making the fats more usable in the body. So I totally stock up on that stuff. Check out what else I've got in that little kind of weird protein fish drawer. Okay, I've got sardines, which I'm always talking about. Okay, in this case, they're in olive oil. Usually I like them in water, but I had to take what I could get. Now, on the contrary, I have wild white anchovies, which are going to be equally high in omega-3s, to be completely honest. Smaller fish, so even more sustainable. But this one, I was able to score. I was able to get a little case in water with sea salt. Okay, I could live off of 1 or 2 of these and have a pretty good amount of protein, to be completely honest, and a good amount of omega-3s. Then here I have the wild pink salmon. I had to settle for the bag in this case because I didn't want to get it in oil. So this is a little bit different because this is still Alaskan salmon, but it's not the same as the sockeye. So it's a little bit different fat content, a little bit different mineral profile, a little bit different antioxidant. But as you can see, I get a nice little variety so that I can switch it up. Now let me show you something that I'm really proud of, okay? My smoked oysters. These guys are my go-to. When you are fighting illness, or when you are concerned with illness, you should load up on oysters if you like them. If you don't like them, don't choke them down. But they are one of the, if not the most rich zinc, they are one of the, if not the most rich in zinc foods that's out there. When you are sick, what's going on is you have the activation of what's called a ZIP8 transporter. It's a specific kind of protein that transports zinc into immune cells and into sort of the inflammatory cytokine storm. What that means is the zinc is actually going to modulate inflammation in some ways. So really, really important when you're sick. Now, sometimes the last thing you want to think about when you're sick is eating oysters. I understand you can always take a zinc tab, but bioavailable is always better. So that's why I stocked up the best that I could. Now, when it comes to oysters, you usually can't get them in water. So these are all in olive oil, okay? Hand-packed in olive oil, naturally smoked in olive oil, and smoked with red chilies. Okay, then I have one other thing in this drawer, Kalamata olives. You don't have to get Kalamata olives, but I just love these because they're a good source of vitamin D2, which could at least get converted into D3 if I had the right mechanisms within the body, if I was actually had the right nutrients in. Point is, just a good healthy snack. It's kind of in a random drawer. And then lastly, I have this canned chicken in this drawer, also Wild Planet. So this canned chicken is the only, let's see if I have another one I can show you really quick. Hang on. If I flash forward to my canned drawer, here we go. Check this out. Look at the ingredients in that. Organic chicken breast. I cannot believe that exists. Literally. And look at, no sodium, no salt added. Or, sorry, 25 milligrams, but no salt added. That is so cool. So it's from Wild Planet, who also makes like the canned sardines and stuff. FYI, you can get this stuff on Thrive Market. So it's super, super cool. I will say almost all the things I'm talking about here, you can get on Thrive Market. They might be different brands, but you can get these things on Thrive Market. I highly, highly, highly recommend that you check them out. Right now in the grocery stores might be a little bit more difficult, might be harder to get some things. I highly, highly recommend that you check them out and get your groceries through there. And you can use my link down below to get yourself a little bit better access. But also we've gone ahead and we've created a specific list of pantry essentials that I've created. So Thomas DeLauer Pantry Essentials for the given situation. So you can stock up your home with the right kind of calorically dense stuff. So make sure you check that out. But let's continue to check out my pantry. I just want you to be able to get that special discount, be able to check out Thrive Market right now because it really is worth it. Okay, so now that we've finished up basically the protein fish drawer, let's go ahead and let's take a look. Actually, this is more of the snack drawer. This is more of just kind of the fun stuff. So spend just a little bit of time here. Okay, I always talk about dark chocolate. Dark chocolate is one of the highest antioxidant content foods that's out there. In fact, literally it might be the highest. Okay, very, very good stuff. You just want to get unsweetened regular chocolate. Okay, see 100% cacao, unsweetened baking chocolate. It's bitter, okay, but you can melt it down. You can add some stevia. Okay, then coconut butter. Highly recommend that you guys check this stuff out. I don't care what brand you get, but look at this profile here. Okay, we've got 105 calories per tablespoon, 11 grams of fat, 4 grams of carbs, 3 of which are fiber. For what it's worth, that is a tremendous fatty acid profile, but it's also a very good fat to fiber profile, which I like to see. I like to see a good amount of fat, good amount of fiber. Why? Again, immune health. Okay, we're looking at gut health. We're looking at short chain fatty acids, butyric acid, which can feed the epithelial cells, help support that gut wall that we need to be taking care of right now when we're looking at developing the right immunoglobulin A, the right kind of things that are going to help defend us from any kind of illness. Plus, that stuff tastes absolutely insanely good. Okay, then we tried this Maranatha dark. That was a mistake. Sorry, that was a mistake. It was horrible, bitter, nasty. Maranatha almond. Then, why is that there? That honestly shouldn't be there. Anyhow, point is if you're going to go with peanut butter, at least go with the one that isn't hydrogenated. I guess we're all human too. This is like a vice. It's not supposed to be here for obvious reasons because it's way too dangerous. Anyhow, that's why it's in the treat drawer. And then Fat Snacks cookies, which you guys know I talk about all the time. They're kind of my little treat. Then you guys are looking at this saying, what, he has cereal? What's going on here? No, this stuff's cool. I don't know if you've seen ads for them before. It's called Magic Spoon. So this is like a keto cereal. So it's a whey protein isolate, coconut oil, tapioca flour, allulose, monk fruit, and stevia, chicory root fiber, natural flavors, and salt. Okay, so it's literally like a keto healthy cereal. So that way, if kiddo wants a little snack, we can give them something a lot better than just giving them regular cereal. But also, I've been known to dive into that stuff now and then, at least when I'm being a little bit more relaxed on my diet. So that's something that's kind of in there no matter what. It's not something we particularly stocked up on. But the next thing I'm going to show you is something that people ask about all the time. Yes, this shouldn't have been the one that we got because this one has a couple grams of added sugar. But you know how when I talk about breaking a fast, sometimes I say to spike your insulin really fast? Well, usually what I'll have when I break my fast is usually an unsweetened rice cake and maybe a couple rice cakes and a protein shake. In this case, we have the chocolate ones, but sometimes you like a little treat. So that's kind of a cool thing there. So when you break your fast, have something high glycemic like a rice cake, corn tortilla, something like that. Anyhow, story for a different day. And then lastly, we have some gluten-free beef jerky. This one's got a couple grams of sugar and it's not exactly keto. I think Ambrose eating some of this one, so it's not necessarily keto, but still, at least a clean jerky. Like I said, there's no real rhyme or reason to a lot of the stuff I have in my pantry. I just want you to be able to see what I stock up on generally and what I have a lot of right now during this time and what I'm leaning on. Because I'm not really going to the store because I'm getting my meat really like from either Butcher Box or Thrive. And then I'm getting most of my groceries from Thrive. And I'm not really going to the store much, like we really shouldn't be right now. So anyhow, let me continue to show you a little bit more, but just remember, a lot of the stuff that I'm showing you, you can get via the link down below at Thrive Market. You don't have to buy a big bundle of it, you can just check stuff out at Thrive. Okay, this drawer is kind of random. This is like the canned/condiment drawer, but I think you'll get a kick out of this. Okay, cilantro lime ranch dressing. I wanted to show you one particular thing on this. High oleic sunflower oil. People have questions about high oleic all the time. What does that really mean? Hear the sirens, they're coming for me. Okay, high oleic means that they essentially concentrated more of the oleic acid out of a given oil. So you'll find high oleic soybean, high oleic sunflower, high oleic safflower oil. It really doesn't mean much. Basically what they've done is they've made it a more stable monounsaturated fat to make it shelf stable. It's a heck of a lot better than making it hydrogenated. Normally you'd see like a trans fat in that. So Tessemae's did a good job, cilantro lime ranch. Just something we might use as a salad dressing. Usually we look for olive oil, but it's not always found. Even when you see olive oil dressings, they're usually canola, soy, and then a little bit of olive oil. Okay, let's see what else we got in here. Always stock up on pumpkin. Okay, if you're ever going to be in a situation where you have to live off shelf-stable food, this is probably gonna be one of the most nutrient-dense things that you can get. Plus, the digestive enzymes in pumpkin are really, really, really good. So if you get a little constipated when you're stuck at home, not a bad thing there. This stuff's cool. This is evaporated coconut milk. So for baking, where you normally would use like regular milk or evaporated milk, you can use this stuff. Let's see what else we got in the can section here. I wanted to get a bigger jug of this, but organic sauerkraut, again, gut health. Everything we have to do to focus on the immune system right now is going to be gut health related. Take care of the gut, take care of your immune system. 70 to 80% of your immune system is in your gut. Probiotic rich sauerkraut. You just need a tablespoon or two of that and you're in good shape. Tried to stock up on marinara, but I figured this would last for a couple weeks between the couple that I've gotten. This Victoria one I really like because look at this. Ingredients: tomatoes, onions, avocado oil, salt, garlic, basil, and spices. Only 6 grams of carbs, mainly coming from, of course, the tomatoes. That's really good, clean stuff. Then I stock up a ton on coconut milk. And I've got some coconut cream here too. Yeah, coconut cream, which is basically just high-fat coconut milk. So I can use that for baking, I can use that for cooking, I can use it for making curries, I can use it to put in my hot chocolate that I make with unsweetened cocoa, all kinds of stuff. Let's see what this is. Oh, yeah, so we got more pumpkin, okay? That is not pumpkin pie seasoning or mix, it's actually pumpkin. Okay, so again, we're getting a good enzymatic effect there. Really good for the digestion. What do you know, more canned chicken. So this is the canned chicken that we had a stock of before we went out and got more. Okay, let's see what else we got. What's in this next drawer? Okay, so this is more just regular pantry staples. Okay, we've got poppy seeds that Amber was using for baking. Stocked up on a little bit more mayo. Okay, this is pesto mayo. Primal Kitchen, again, the stuff you can get on Thrive too. I've gotten this, in fact, I literally got this on Thrive. Avocado oil, organic eggs, organic egg yolks, super clean mayo. I'm all about stocking up on the high calorie stuff. If you're going into a situation, right, you wanna make sure you're stocked up on the right stuff. Okay, then I've got beef tallow. Again, calories, calories, calories. Common theme here, I'm getting calorically dense foods and nutrient dense foods. You don't see a whole lot of empty calories here. You see dense calories that are gonna get me fuel, help ketone production, help keep me satiated if I went into a mode where I couldn't go to the store for a long time, but I could still keep, at least nutrient rich at least. This shouldn't be in this one. This is more Primal Kitchen. This is vodka sauce for non-dairy though. So instead of having cream, it uses like cashews. Not the biggest fan of cashews, but in this case, it's kind of okay. It's minimal. always talking about Kettle on Fire bone broth. Usually I have like a whole dedicated drawer to this stuff. I generally break my fast with a couple ounces of bone broth just because it's good for the gut mucosal layer. When you do fast, if you're practicing intermittent fasting, it breaks down the gut mucosal layer a little bit. So you just need to try to take care of it by getting some of the gelatin that's in bone broth. Fun fact, you really only need like 2 ounces. You don't need much. Thrive has a version, a little bit less expensive if you're a Thrive member. So again, you can use that link down below, but same kind of thing. In fact, it's probably white label. Kettle on Fire also has a keto soup. Usually have a couple of those. Then I have some Trader Joe's low sodium chicken broth. We got a bunch of that actually. We stocked up on that because you can never have enough broth. And then it wouldn't be a Thomas DeLauer video if I didn't have some apple cider vinegar in here, right? So I got that by like the jug, right? Got a bunch of that. And then let's see what else we got. All right. Of course, we got some olive oil, got my Cholula, got some balsamic, got some regular peanut sauce, nothing really crazy here, some curry. Here's the baking section that's good to talk about. Tapioca flour. You can tell we do a lot of keto baking. Amber is like the queen of keto baking. Coconut flour. We got some xanthan gum. Looks like Tommy's out of the bath. I can hear him.
Hold on, hold on.
18, 9. Hemp seeds. This is kind of an extra one. I do like to use hemp protein and hemp seeds whenever possible. Amber makes a really good, called a no oatmeal. So it's like oatmeal made with hemp and stuff like that. So hemp is a complete protein, but exceptionally high in methionine, which can help some different conversion processes in the body, help you get a little bit healthier. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, flax meal. So what we do is we'll take flax meal, take a little bit of almond flour, and take a little bit of psyllium. You mix that with some water, and you have bread. You have a flatbread. That's literally all you need to do to make a flatbread. It is really cool. You can add some nutritional yeast to it, and you're in shape. Now, something very important to tell you about nutritional yeast, which is something that I think it should be on everybody's pantry staple list. Let me share this with you. I'm gonna flip the camera around. Okay, one of the most B12 rich foods that you're gonna find. Okay, nutritional yeast is super underrated. Okay, the vegan community uses a lot of it, and therefore the keto community, the carnivore community, all the other communities tend to kind of poo-poo it a little bit because they're like, oh, it's just a vegan food. No, this stuff is so rich in vitamin B12. And newsflash, you need B12 to help build antibodies. If you don't have vitamin B, you don't produce antibodies. It is so, so, so important for you. So make sure you're getting nutritional yeast. Plus, it does have a slight, man, that sun is bright. It does have a slight excitotoxin effect, so it does kind of light your brain up. So it actually makes food that kind of would be bland taste a little bit better without having to add MSG. So it's just a fun fact. I do recommend having that. Okay, then we've got my baking cocoa, lots of monk fruit, pistachio flour, which is kind of a unique thing. Okay, if you know my recipe for moo-moos, what I do before bed is I have baking cocoa, and then I mix it with almond milk, and then I mix it with a little bit of coconut cream and a little bit of stevia or monk fruit and there we go. You've got hot chocolate. It's pretty darn epic. Okay, let's see what's in this bottom drawer here. Anything I need to hide? No, I think we're good. Let me show you this. All right, ginger juice. I usually have a case of this too, but with everything that's been going on, it's been a little bit crazy with shipping. Haven't been able to get things. So I've got the ginger juice, and then I've got paleo birch bender pancakes. Now these paleo ones, kind of funny here. They're technically a couple carbs in them, so they're not as keto friendly, but then we've got their Birch Bender's keto version. Well, ingredients wise, I actually prefer the paleo ones. Now technically this one's more keto friendly, but I'd rather have a little bit less pancakes and have the paleo one than the keto one. Okay, look at the ingredients on the paleo one. Cassava starch, which is very good. Coconut flour, very good. Almond flour, eggs, leavening, basically just baking soda, salt, monk fruit, and spice. Whereas this one has almond flour, eggs, tiger nut flour, coconut flour, cassava starch, buttermilk leavening. The reason is I'm not the biggest fan of tiger nut flour because I seem to have a sensitivity to it, and a lot of people that I know do as well. It doesn't mean that you can't have it. I just like the profile of the paleo one better. Anyhow, these are just a pancake mix, so a super healthy pancake mix. And again, you can get those at Sprouts, Whole Foods, whatever. Actually, they literally have them at Thrive Market too, so you can still use that link if you wanted to get them online. Keto, by the way, dogs are not out of water. They've got water there. Okay. They've got Perfect Keto. These are some keto instant coffee that I'll use now and then. It's kind of like just a keto coffee. This is Lakanto liquid monk fruit. So I like this because there's no erythritol. Oops, sorry. We're just water, monk fruit extract, and natural flavors. And then they have a lemon one, and I'll use that one. You have to be careful with natural flavors a lot of times. So with natural flavors, they can add what are called incidental additives. 150 different non-regulated compounds that go into natural flavors. unless you trust the brand, look out for natural flavors. I trust Lakanto. I use them a lot. I know their natural flavors are good and ethically sourced, so I'm not worried about it, but just word to the wise. And yes, we have way too many of those. We stocked up on that because we know that inventory issues could come into play there. Hey, look who's here. Remy. Okay, we're gonna start to speed it up a little bit here just to save some time, just so you see everything in the pantry. Okay, we got some waters. We got these butternut squash pretzels, which are a little bit deceiving. I'll show you something. Okay, cassava, squash, non-GMO cornstarch, non-GMO expeller pressed canola oil, cauliflower, salt, vegetable blend. So pretty darn clean in the way of a cracker. And you know, if you're gonna give your kiddo a little cracker, I would recommend something clean like this. And at least it's expeller pressed canola oil, so it's not terrible stuff. Here's some Amber's Electrolyte Supreme. This is magnesium. I think you know we're all magnesium people here. So this is a magnesium-based electrolyte. Paleo bars. Actually, you might have seen me get these on my Costco haul. $12.49 for a box of 20. I mean, that's like less than $1 a pop. That's really, really good. Okay, so this is really super cool. The only thing that was a bummer in there was the honey, which is high in fructose. But again, if you're not doing keto, it's not too bad. Just so you know, this is appropriately filmed at the right time. Look at my stash of vitamin C, all different brands. Okay, I just got my hands on what I could get my hands on. In fact, my own company, Pure Thrive, literally got back ordered like 30,000 units. So I had to start stocking up from other brands, literally. So I started getting as much vitamin C as I could. People were hoarding toilet paper. I was hoarding vitamin C. That's why I did those videos talking about megadosing vitamin C. Everything here is filmed at the right time. I'm talking in real life. Okay, this is March 2020. Anyhow, let me show you what else is in here. Oh, then I've got more fish, more canned fish. We've got more albacore. This one's in extra virgin olive oil. Okay, so that's why it's not down where I can just grab it. Okay, I always try to get tuna, sardines, whatever in water, just because I don't want the extra calories. I just want the protein generally. And this next aisle, okay, this is aisle, potassium chloride. Why the heck do I have potassium chloride? Because I like to use potassium chloride every now and then just to get a few extra minerals in me. You could get this stuff literally on Amazon for like $8. Like a jug that's gonna last you, it should last you 5 years. If it doesn't last you 5 years, you're probably using too much. Get that out of the way really quick. Okay, then I picked this up on the Costco haul when I was trying to identify the best proteins that were there. I'm not a big whey protein person, but in this case, I did use Optimum Nutrition simply because if you're going to look at the ingredients here, you want whey protein isolate. Okay, you don't necessarily want natural flavors, but stevia leaf, no sucralose, and a little xanthan gum. You want whey protein isolate because you do not want whey protein concentrate. Pay very close attention to that. Okay, then I have Sun Warrior, which is usually my go-to for breaking a fast. So I'll use this because look at this blend here. Got pea protein, hemp protein, goji berry, really cool fatty acid profile, really cool carb profile. It's just really, really clean. So I recommend breaking your fast with pea protein. Okay, then I have my collagen that I'm always talking about, perfect keto collagen. That's that, just different flavors, stocked up on that. I could live off this stuff if I really needed to. And wrapping it up here pretty soon, you know that I'm not keto all the time, so I cycle in and out of keto. So what do I have if I'm not keto? Well, lentil pasta, Bonza chickpea pasta. I'm very limited when I'm not doing keto. Okay, when I'm not doing keto, I'm very, very clean, low glycemic carbohydrates. So Trader Joe's red lentil pasta. And then I also have Natural Heaven, which is that hearts of palm pasta. That's cool stuff. Check this out. Really good nutrient profile there. Okay, so here's the thing I want you to know. I can't list out all these brands. Okay, people would think that I'm a total sellout. So if you're interested in knowing what brands I'm talking about, all you have to do is comment, okay? And I can try to reply to you with any links or anything like that. The only one I will link to is Thrive Market because A, they're a sponsor of this channel and they've helped me out a lot and they're supporting this video, but also because a lot of the stuff that I'm listing here you can get on Thrive Market. Then lastly, I have chlorella tabs, which I stocked the heck up on. I got a ton of it because the chlorella is going to be a great heavy metal detoxer. So if I'm going to have a bunch of canned fish and things like that, where I know I might be getting in some mercury, I might be getting in some toxins, I do want to take in chlorella. I do want to take in spirulina. Chlorella is one of the only compounds, algae, that's been shown in multiple studies to chelate minerals that are extra and chelate iron and chelate heavy metals. That means it can get them out of your body. So anyhow, well, that's about that. Let me show you one more thing. Usually have these guys in the pantry. Apple cider vinegar drinks, and these Zevia teas are pretty awesome too. That is about that. Nothing too crazy. I mean, everything I usually talk about, I'm stocked up for quite a while. Maybe next time I'll do a fridge tour. If you want to see me do a fridge tour, comment it down below. You guys are super awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this and see my pantry excursion and my this episode of TD Cribs, Pantry. Anyhow, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.